Yeah, the old school style is still pretty sweet. So what's up, guys? I'm Isaac here. It's Back Road Harley-Davidson. We have your pre-owned bike of the week. This pretty snazzy 2016 Harley-Davidson Road Glide. This thing is decked out. It's not quite big wheel bagger. It's just a big enough front wheel to really make it stand out and look, I think, a little bit extra sharp. You've got this kind of perfect blend of black and chrome everywhere on this bike. With this, I believe it's the Velocity Red, black and chrome everywhere. I mean, everywhere on the wheels, the accents, the motor work, the bars. It's got this Screaming Eagle heavy breather there with the little, that's the rain sock on it right now. But you'll see there's the filter. We'll leave that on for right now. You've got your floorboards, highway pegs, ready for rider passenger. It's a really nice cushiony seat, especially for that passenger. Now it says 2016, so you're rocking the Harley-Davidson twin cam. Looks like a 103, and you still get the easy open bags with this, I can't call it the newer body style, but the less older body style. So very similar to the previous generation that we were seeing. So, and this is something you really don't see a whole lot either, is this sort of cover here on the bottom end of the saddlebag. So that's pretty sharp, even though these are the standard size bags. It's like a little extension. So you got nice bright brake lights, and it does like the TBR slip-ons there as well. So go ahead and show what all these lights look like. Nice bright lights there. And we got some bright lights up here as well. Looks like LEDs everywhere. And you do have the Harley-Davidson little external running lights. So you flip that switch right there, and then you've got even more lighting on this bike. So that's pretty sharp. Now the only thing to see is how this thing's out on the road. So without further ado, let's go see what it's like. Oh yeah. Just the right amount of rumble, a little bit there. So it's not gonna make your neighbors hate you too much when you gotta leave to go to work early, but it still sounds like a good time. And it's twin cam, look at all that shake, all the right amount of shake. Oh yeah. Well, it's something cooler. But then when you give it revved up, smooths right out. Pretty sick. So, this thing's already warmed up pretty good. I gave you guys the walk around. Let's see. Things ready to roll. Got my little glove boxes here on either side. Here I can plug my phone in. So it is that little bit older screen. I think that's like 2 generations back now. So, but I do have my key fob for my security and all that jazz there. And a little outlet right here. So like I said, it's a little bit older style screen, so, but it does have, it's still touchscreen and does still have the navigation. Isn't that cool? So definitely not as nice as the most recent ones, nor the ones before that, but they're still cool. It does have ABS. Got that light looking at me right there. So let's get off my shirt a little bit. Road Glide. Road Glide or no glide, baby. Here we are. There's just something nice about a bagger. And something biting me inside my helmet. Hello, pardon me one moment. I like these mirrors, they look good. And I can see a good bit around me. That's always the tricky part with mirrors, is finding some that look good, but also let you see good. Oh, that's gonna be gorgeous right there. That's cool. Look at all the black-eyed Susans. How about it? Nice braking. It has a hydraulic clutch. Hydraulic clutches always crack me up because I could be completely wrong. But the biggest reason people choose hydraulic clutches The only time I hear people complain about hydraulic clutches, or no, excuse me, hydraulic clutches are always funny to me because people often say like how much better they are than your standard cable clutch. But the main reason I always hear people talk about it is they like, yeah, well, I had a buddy who snapped a clutch cable, so I only want a hydraulic cable because that can't snap. And it's like, well, correct in a sense, but also it's a cable, so it's a hydraulic system, so you do have to still kind of make sure it's bled, and you know, it's the maintenance and stuff you have to do to it is different, but it's definitely still there. You can't just leave it alone. So, which is kind of the way I hear some people talk about it. It's like, nope, there's still some stuff you gotta do, bud. I'm so used to the soft tail and looking down at the speedo for it, but the eastern signals are up in there. There was a nasty wreck at that intersection last night. Dude got T-boned. He was in a car, fortunately, but fortunately he had his OnStar thing, so his car went ahead and called an ambulance for him. But definitely always look both ways where you go into an intersection, even if you do have the green light. Nice little reminder for us. So, and that's a Charger behind us, so we're not going to go scoot around all this traffic. Love a good van. Doesn't quite have that M8 power, but it's still partying. This is still a great touring machine. I got my fuel gauge up on the left. It's cozy. 6th gear, always a pleasure. I love riding pre-owned baggers because baggers are, you know, the bike you buy if you're looking to do some serious touring with, or you just want a lot of comforts. And these are just so much fun to do these rides with because they're so comfortable. And you know, they usually have the big things that people want to be comfortable. So I've got, you know, big floorboards, I've got big bars here. These are a little bit wide for me, but they give me excellent leverage on this big front tire, so it balances out, makes it kind of nice. So I've got that, I got floorboards, and I've got pipe, and a very, very comfy seat. So we're sitting in a good spot. Assuming this bus stops. Thank you. Yeah, so we're in a great spot. And I got speakers, so which you probably already heard the navigation party a little bit. So I can hit my home button here with my left thumb. Grips aren't bad. Green lights right here, they're even better. What do we got going on over here? Fun stuff. Not bad. Not the craziest amount of go, but it was good. Riding all those fancy M8s has made me kind of appreciate those. There's just something nice about hopping on these baggers because they're just so smooth, so easy to ride. The 2016s, those are phenomenal years because they're really good years if you want certain features. So if you like, they're one of the few years that had this that has this particular body style. So the body style we saw used up until last year. So they have this particular body style with the twin cam. So there's not many years of those bikes. You know, if you had the twin cam Road Glide, then most likely you had that older style kind of goofy looking style, which, you know, it looks cool. It's different, but the biggest peeve to those bikes, or biggest things that would make people want to upgrade from those bikes, is easily the saddlebags. So there's a reason, I feel like there's a reason they call these saddlebags, like on this bike, the easy open, because those were not easy open. You know, you had to really kind of put some thought into it. Of course, if you owned the bike, you got used to it. The nice part about them was you never really had to lock them, because people had to work to figure out how to get into those things. It wasn't just easy latch, it was you kind of had to dance with it. If you've opened one, you know what I mean. So, wind-wise, feeling pretty good. The nice part, one other little extra bit I like about the Road Glide is how much further away, excuse me, is how much further away the screen is. So, at least for me, it's a little bit easier with my vision to be able to just, especially if you're farsighted, to see that a little bit better. Because I feel like your eyes are already kind of, you know, focused outward, so it's a little bit easier to kind of just drop down, and that's a little bit more in focus, easier, because you don't have as far to focus, if that makes sense, versus the Street Glide where that screen's more right here, so you kind of gotta, it takes an extra second to focus your eyes back, I think. So, how does this thing handle? Does it corner? It's a big wheel, so I mean, it's not the most, I have never had someone turn here before. This is like the one corner we like to hit. That's a shame. It'll still party. This bike will cruise, it's pretty nice, but you can also party with it if you want. And these do have the oil cooling, so that's always a nice little feature, especially if you're looking for a bike to go cruise down to Myrtle Beach with. Got a little bit extra cooling to help you out. So, I mean, yeah, you open this thing up, I mean, it'll scoot a little bit for you. And I like to kind of come up here a little bit, so that way if somebody else comes slamming in on their brakes, I got room to go up. Oh. This is a nice, pleasant ride right here. Easily a bike you could spend as long as you want to on. Yeah, and this riding position, I feel kind of in this, at least for me, with my arm length and the way I'm sitting, I almost feel in this like perfectly vertical spot where I really don't even feel like I need a backrest. I'm just kind of sitting up, having a good time. This is nice. I'm here for it. Baggers are also deceivingly fast, because you're so well protected from all these elements that you can look down and be like, oh, we're traveling at we're moving kind of good, because you're just so well protected, and these big fairings handle cutting through this wind so well. They're so nice. And this big wheel, I probably wouldn't go throw it on every Road Glide, but it's handling this pretty nicely. There's a couple turns we hit. So the suspension's okay. It's not like, where's their flag? They took their flag down. So we're getting a new one. We'll do our Myrtle Beach simulator here through NC State. Same basic crowd. Really want to show how this bike rides. Getting the sunlight, as much sunlight as we have here at least. It's pretty. Pretty, looks good. Big fan, big fan. Really excited about one of these next bikes we're gonna be showing off. Got a lot of cool bikes showing off. And the new ones too, the new ones are great. I was telling somebody today, as a matter of fact, that there's not really any misses this year for the new bikes. Not that I've seen. I mean, there's so many good, there's so much good with the new bikes. I mean, the colors are awesome, the models are great. It's looking, very few things have been like, oh man, that's a disappointment. Most everything else is like just home runs. So they're just so cool to see. So, but it's tough to have home run bikes when you're changing up so much, and especially when you have bikes like these that set the bar so high. With this beautiful color, nice bodywork, and then some aftermarket features like some nice bars, and this bike is worth scoping out on the website. Might be some things about the bike that you might like to see. Because this bike looks like, if you're looking for a bagger to get on, oh, I saw that. If you're looking for a bagger to jump on and go run, and you're not trying to break the bank, this one looks pretty good. It's only got 12,600 miles on it too, it looks like. So that's pretty sweet. This big wheel's kind of fun. So here we are coming at its back road. Yeah, this is it, your pre-owned bike of the week, 2016 Harley-Davidson Road Glide. It's fun. It's a great bagger if you know, one of the newer M8s, a little bit out of your budget, then definitely, you know, come check this thing out. And come out and check out this 2016, rocking a twin cam, and you know, good power, ready to go tour, ready to go put some miles on. So thank you guys for watching, and if you have any questions about this, then be sure to come see us here at Back Road Harley-Davidson. And in the meantime, nope, I'm gonna actually go through the other door. In the meantime, ride safe, and we hope to see you soon.